evolution.
Dang, Bang said we got 2 minutes.
Well, now you got 20 seconds.
Bang said we got 20 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and just like that.
What's up? It's your girl Joy CJ, and I'm Tommy Mo, and you're listening to FluidRadio.com.
What's on that, baby?
We'll bring you guys in about 20 seconds. Just want your water.
Yes, may I have a water, please? Don't trip over your coat, though.
Hello.
My pillow.
My pillow is back.
Mm-hmm. You can see he even shut his mouth. So what? I mean, losing that money.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So tired. Oh, Lord.
Okay. Let's do 2 more seconds.
Is that even HD? Look at that picture. Look at that
That's probably more under the light.
Mics are going on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys in 1, 3, 2.
Good morning. Good morning. This is the DMZ podcast. I am Doe Monaco with Desiree.
Good morning.
And I'm also confused as a lower whacker drive bum looking for money and I'm not poor. But make sure you guys check out the citizenoftheus.com. It is live. It ties everything together, the Facebook, the Instagram, the mission, the goals we're trying to do. And with that, announcing that we had the first Citizen of the Week, who was Amber Ruffin. Amber Ruffin started writing like 15, 20 years ago. And she was featured on The Daily Show right as, what's his name took over? What's his face? Trevor Noah took over. And just her comedy style of writing is hilarious. You know, The Daily Show is politically based comedy. But so then she left there. She went to write for Late Night with Seth Meyers. And I didn't like Seth Meyers' show, really. But, I think he did Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live. But I think when she got on there and started writing for him, a couple years for him, I think it picked up the show a lot. Especially, Trump made it a whole nother thing. But I highlighted her this week because she always is able to reach cultural issues and cultural things, and she's able to get to cultural things right on the money, Johnny on the spot. She did for African American Month. Like, why shouldn't there be a White American Month? And it was like really hilarious. A couple people were arguing about it on my Instagram, which strummed up a conversation. But she has really good points. It's comedy with education is how I'll place it. But shout out to her; she is the first Citizen of the Week. So
woo, all right.
But that goes right into she did. Thank you. She did. She did do the trending topic of the week was Stop Asian Hate. And that was what she does a segment called How Do We Get Here? And it was just basically highlighting American Asian history and how another group of minorities, which a lot of times people don't consider Asians as a minority group, which I don't understand.
Huh?
A lot of people don't. A lot of Asians don't see themselves as a minority group. Absolutely.
Oh, they don't now?
I mean, they're shot.
I'm just.
Do they do now?
I'm asking. I mean, that brings so many questions to my head as to why you figure you're not a minority. Is it because you're not black? Because we're at the bottom of the barrel. Nobody wants to be black. So I mean, I know it's not a black thing, and we try to compare it, but I don't understand where you figure you're not amongst the minority unless they consider themselves to be white.
But Amber Ruffin really got on Johnny on the spot with it. She talked about how this is another minority group where you take what you can get from them, and then you cast them to the side. Yep. You don't want them to excel. Yes. You don't want them to get forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's just like this is loosely quoted. I didn't write it down, but it's just off of memory. She said Trump didn't like do anything new because going in to stop the Asian hate. It was from the coronavirus.
Yep.
When they stopped calling coronavirus because people were being silly with, I can't buy a Corona beer because I'll get the virus and it's trapped in the beer. So they called it COVID-19. They went to COVID-19. And then Trump started his speech up with, because, they love him for, former President Trump, they love him for his comedy style and his tell it like it is attitude, right? So they would look like the Sleepy Joe. He went to Kung Flu, and then he went to the China virus.
Yes.
And then you have the defenders that'll say, well, it's just like the Spanish flu because it was, So,
Lord.
the onset of it is, and I keep going back to it, the Carolinas march on "We Will Not Be Replaced by Jews." Yeah. Remember that one with the Tiki Torch crew?
Yes.
This is very aggressive. I'm going to come at you with the cutest Tiki Torch.
With a toga and a grass skirt on.
Like maybe they all were going to the same barbecue.
Yeah,
but
it was a little wild.
Mosquitoes were flying out. Like, get them out. Mosquitoes will not replace us. But, it started with him, and it started with his base. And what can I do to make my base happy is have that, Kung Flu. And Amber Ruffin did it. She said, she did it a lot more hilarious than I did, but she's like, I don't want to say who it is, Trump, and kept showing his picture. She's like, but it is Trump, and showed his picture again and said, Trump started the Kung Flu virus, and she kept blinking his picture. But watch it, it's on my Instagram, Citizen of US, it's on my reel on Instagram. Check it out and just see how she does it like, it's like a 3-4 minute video. She gets the history of Asian American history with comedy, with what's happening today. And she's like, let's go. We have to go back to tell what's happening now in the story. But, it goes to, this is something, a responsibility of Trump and the Kung Flu and the China virus. You know how he does that? He does that emphasis on words to get them riled up.
The ones that, especially the words.
Obama, that. I know you know the past administration that messed up all the time. The Obama, did it really hard. But, it is. Ooh. And then the little kitty Obamas, Susha and Muluya, hallelujah, Obama.
That's probably what he called them.
Ooh, Muluya, hallelujah, I think she can go to college. Ooh, privilege. Elitist. No, but, so it's, you go in
okay.
You go into it, and you go down the road, and then people, just like they did, and I go back to it again, Governor Whitmer, Michigan. When you say, she doesn't have the right to tell us to stay in our house, let's storm her place. Or let's storm the federal government buildings over there. Well, before they were doing that, as soon as they did, when Trump said, liberate Michigan, liberate Texas, liberate Ohio, liberate California. When he said all of these things, they said, okie dokie. That's why when January 6th happened and they stormed the Capitol, he said the elections results weren't right. And now when I don't like what the Supreme Court says, now that's a hoax. And it's the Trump Supreme Court right now.
Trump Supreme Court.
It is. He's got it's whichever president has the most picks on the current justice. That it's his court right now. And they said, no, guy, this is not it. But going back to the Asian hate, so then they had Georgia, they had 3 separate nail salons that were shot up, basically. And this last one, they had the one guy who, if you look at media, plays it a lot of, he had a rough day or whatever.
Oh, my God. The sheriff said that.
He got a rough day.
He said, he had a bad day when you shot. Okay. So, just hit me out, because I know you're going to laugh. So the next time I have, walking out of here, I go to McDonald's and I have a bad day, I can shoot everybody in there?
Not with me.
No, I'm just asking. Because if you're really, how many days have been bad and you can't just walk around killing people and then try to say he's a sex addict And it was a whole bunch of stuff that came into that.
The same thing about 9/11 too. Those guys just had a bad day.
They didn't shit.
Bong.
I know. I was looking for it. But I'm saying, you look at the backlash from people that, like, I'll even take it to Black Lives Matter. They not going out killing nobody when they were throwing smoke bombs in the crowds, hitting them with batons. They didn't come back and just start shooting white people. The same with, well, I can't use storming the Capitol because they did kill somebody. So I don't know if this is the privilege. You know what I mean? The privilege is just like astounding. And I don't know if you had. I watched The View afterwards. Mm-hmm. And I was very surprised at Meghan McCain and what she had to say. She was thoroughly disgusted at it. I was like...
Well, yeah, sometimes she does. Meghan McCain sometimes gets it right. It's very rare. But sometimes I do agree with her. I'm like, whoa, I didn't know she was going to say that.
I didn't say... She said the male... She said the white male privilege for somebody to say that he was having a bad day.
It's not good enough.
No, it's not. It's not.
But you know, like... So the thing of it is, and if he had... sexual frustrations. There's Pornhub. It's only $10.
Well, Eric Benet had a addiction. He wasn't shooting people, was he?
Well, but that was his choice. I mean, you're not gonna say everybody that has a sex problem is going to let it out like this kind of way. But what I'm saying is that because there's other ways. But what I'm saying is that they led up to the FBI said that it was this and that and the other. He's been a creep for a little bit of amount of time, and somebody used synagogue shootings and the Joker's Fit of Rage, the guy that went to the Dark Knight movie and shot
in the movie
Colorado.
theater.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing their job. They're building a case of what is the reason that you're doing this? Is it tied to the daggone? Are you not smarter than a fifth grader, but are you? Is it a hate crime? Is what
and they already were trying to say that it was not because he shot 6 Asian women. I guess if he would have shot all 8 as Asian women, I guess they would have called it.
No, but it is. What is the reason behind it? And I would not like for it to just be thrown on there as just Asian hate crime because it is in the sense of it. Does he have a thing for it? Is he? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that a thing or is it not? Because if you're throwing a hate crime, they said, could be paired with another crime. So, him having a gun illegally, which I think he had a gun legally. If he had a gun illegally, then clearly murder is a crime.
Right.
But murder is a crime, but I'm saying they could do murder along with a hate crime.
Right.
So that would just add a cool 20 or 15.
You said cool 20?
Here's another 15
Another 15?
But, no, but it's just, the thing of it is that, what is this? They said that, is a case that middle school, so that's what I say. He's been around for 2017 being weird. Talking about he played the drums and carried the Bible. I don't care. This man killed people.
He said he what? He played the drums?
He played the drum. He loved drumming.
What the hell? Okay.
Was that the percussion? The drums?
What difference?
He carried a Bible and he attended meetings of Christian Student Club and enjoyed beautiful walks on the beach and deer hunting and youthful games at the church. So,
But what also is funny about that, when white men or white people do crimes like that, they always throw up all the, they were a part of this Christian group. We don't understand where this would come from. They're so great. Not saying that he was soliciting Chinese women, Asian women on social, like the dating sites or whatever that. They never bring that up. But
but they would have to know that. They would have to. So that would have to be, we got this man's computers and phones. And we looked it up, and that was the case. But I just don't want to jump ahead of the game.
But I'm saying even if I did something, they gonna say, in 3rd grade she slapped her teacher. Yeah, but
that's the difference too of who he went to school with and who you went to school with. Like, Desiree used to pinch. That's the difference.
But that's what I'm saying. But it's
the same thing. It's what comes out. If everybody's like, "Mom's the word," and we're talking about him doing video games at the church,
at the youth group,
so it's what comes out, and I just think people jump to it because it happened to be 6 Asian Americans were murdered in this nail salon, and it's like, this is another one of the Asian hate that's popular right now, because you go back to media being entertainment media. and not it's entertainment media, and it's not information. It's whoa, wait, look at this guy. He's doing Bibles in a juggle while shooting these people up. Not hilarious, but it's a serious thing. But you just want to make sure that the information is correct, and then people will go back and say, well, actually, this is what
And see, but the other part to that is almost like, let's humanize him. But anybody else that would have done the same thing, they would have made him the biggest monster.
Yeah, but I just want to know. I want to know who in particular does that number, because that's like, remember the Seattle Seahawks man, white guy beat the black girl.
Yeah,
and they were like,
oh, he has mental health issues.
Well, he has mental health issues, but they played it like twice, and it was like, let's move on.
That's what. Right,
but it's just like,
right.
who is it? Not are they not repeating it over and over again because because people don't care? Do people don't want to see it? Like, I want to know
but Michael Vick ran about them dogs.
But look at who was upset. Look at who was upset. You just said what I just said. You had people enraged, PETA, and other people like, and he's doing that to the poor dog. It's look at who's paying attention to it and who keeps the conversation going.
I'm gonna tell you too. With even though rape and all that other stuff is not the same. I can't remember the football player's name. They reported that he sexually assaulted women and all that other stuff, and it's going to play over and over again, and it's going to keep playing. I can't think of his name right now. I was watching.
What team was it?
I can't even think of none of that because I was too busy being mad about. I was too busy being mad about us getting a quarterback that wasn't.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, but it's the idea of, because it's not happening to the group that's in control of the news stories, that it doesn't make the news over and over again. We reported it because it happened, then we ran it one more time, then don't tell that story no more.
That's part of viewership though. Like, I talk to a lot of people that's like, I don't want to see the news because it's all bad. Like, it is it's life. Because you don't see it, it doesn't happen. I understand it's people's comfortability level and what they want to see, what they don't. Free choice to watch whatever you want. You could watch, whatever for 6 hours. But it's just, again, I came outside and wore shorts because I didn't like it. The weather was going to snow 63 inches. It's just like some of it's information. You give or take it. And I said it again that you should.
Chad Wheeler. Thank you.
Oh,
Chad
yeah, that's the Seattle Seahawks guy I was telling you about.
Okay.
But,
Chad Wheeler. But that story is going to play over and over and over and over. But if a white man does it, it does not get repeated over and over.
Chad Wheeler is white.
He is white.
No, that's the one that beat up his girlfriend.
That's the Seattle Seahawks guy.
No. I'm talking about the other football player, not Chad Wheeler.
Yeah, Chad Wheeler is white. But
no, I'm not talking about that. Chad Wheeler ain't play over and over again.
Well, how about the Rice guy who also beat his wife? We have a lot.
Ray Rice.
Ray Rice.
Well, that was, what?
No.
If you want, I can't pull up Tyson too.
No, because the thing of it is that they set the precedent off of Ray Rice of you can't be punished twice. That was after him. It's like
that wasn't the same thing when homeboy beat his kid too. Adrian
Broner, yeah. But yeah, that's a lot of
NFL covering up.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
No, but what I'm saying is it's on the viewer too. Social media is rampant. It's you will have a person footworking for a chicken sandwich for 4 hours. But if you say this person got raped or whatever, they're like, oh, get that away from me. Turn on TikTok. Now he's got 2 chicken sandwiches and he's going at it like, he's going at it with the chicken sandwiches. But it's just, people are like, I want to see that. That's 3,362,000,000 views. But then when you say the person is beaten, and let's make sure that this lady gets justice who blacked out and he laughed.
Right.
He laughed that she she was still alive and he didn't kill her. And then when the police came, acted very accordingly, and he was back with it. He was back with us, among us.
You talking about after he laughed and started drinking his latte?
Right. So it was a smoothie. So it was. That's what she said.
Latte.
But I'm just saying, it's the control of the media. And just, too, you get copycats with the Asian hate. New York, they're punching people out.
Oh yeah,
they've
been doing that.
Like,
They've been doing that. They've been reporting that for a while.
And they had the one story that I was reading about where the Asian grandma fought back and she sent the guy to the hospital. And it's like, this is what people need, is to get caught and getting your ass beat. Basically, it's like it's what you need though to stop people from. You're the reason why I'm stuck in my house. It's because of you. Or give them a clothesline or a rock bottom if you're into wrestling. And it's just like, this is Dr. Fauci came out last week saying, you know what, if Donald Trump will come out and tell conservatives to go get that COVID shot and they reach actual herd immunity, he said a lot more people would do what he won't. Same thing here, I think. If Donald Trump will come out and say,
he's not
just stop, just do it as COVID, and I made a mistake, and I just think again, while you said the election was a hoax, this is what people didn't want.
You're not gonna say
a person at that level of office, you have to say at one point, yeah, I said the wrong thing. Hey, I did the wrong stuff, and now here it is.
But to say don't do it is like saying, oh, I was wrong and everybody else is right, and he's not gonna do that. He'd rather see the chaos and confusion instead of stopping all the stuff that he could stop. And I don't understand why everybody is listening to that clown anyway with the...
Like-minded views?
Yeah.
Like-minded views. That's what they're listening to.
Yeah, well, I mean, I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, to keep saying, oh, Trump said this and Trump said that. Like, you don't have your own mind to know what's right and wrong, but you don't get, like you said, sometimes it do take you to get punched in your mouth.
Yeah, to quit.
Sometimes it do take
or
that.
worse, a lot of people are doing that carry and conceal and carry and wear and carry across the heart. With your guns, you walk across the wrong person and
hey, baby, I hope you got your
stuff
rolled out. Make sure.
And then I also looked at a little bit of representation is important. Representative B. Nigel is first Vietnamese American to serve in the Georgia House Congress. And, and I just thought about, she can speak from her perspective of family members that are experiencing this, herself experiencing it. And then you have people like, not Senator Combs, but, I can't think of his name at all. But you had a senator that goes, the Capitol was rushed by Black Lives Matter crew, then I would be afraid. But this lovely, these happy sack people here,
my little cousins look just fine.
Doing flashbangs and stuff. They're just expressing their freedoms.
That's how we play the house.
And then you had Senators Warnock and Ossoff come around the corner and say, hey, we're here with you. That's leadership, though.
Right.
That is what we're looking for. Hey, this is Atlanta. This is Georgia. This is what we want to see, elected leaders. And also tie in Vice President Harris. Like, she's the first woman of Asian descent, which is kind of weird that it worked out that way. But she's the first black Asian woman to descent from both places, or Jermaine, whatever you want to call, to descent from both of those attributes. And she, she made a statement, too, of you can't be silent. And Joe Biden agreed. You can't sit in silence and just let people, get the hell beat out of them. It's just, talked about racism, xenophobia, and misogyny. And it's in the work, it's in the workplace. It's like what is the word? Stereotypical. Like, I want to get some Asians, let's go to the spa. That's stereotypical.
Right.
But it's it is. And so, but you look at those themes. Is it what part of misogyny is it? What part of racism? What part is it? Because I just don't like it confused. Because if you muddle the point of it, then you will always. Then it would be like somebody drove over your toe with a car, and it'd be like, that was racist. That's not the meaning of. Wait a minute, you can't. This is not it. That's not the word. So that's why I just said with this one, make sure that you get a manifesto or something to him that's saying like, I hate Asian people and I got COVID. My mom, maybe his mom died of COVID or something along those lines, that say this is the reason why I shot it up, or sexual, whatever he had, sexual thing with massage parlors, if that was his thing and they denied him or whatever, that was the case. But more importantly, you think about the Asian hate of it needs to stop. And thank God President Biden stood up and said, yeah, this needs to be knocked off, because it needs to be knocked off because, you know, people are dying. People are going to the hospital in droves because, you know, clowns are saying this is clown. Well, it's clowns that don't live in China that suffering the consequences
that's
of
correct. Now,
whatever reason.
True.
Of whatever reason, COVID came, because if it's man-made, working on a monkey, trying to make spam, whatever they were trying to do with it.
I'm sick of it.
Well, you know, they come up with all kinds of
all those
conspiracy stuff. It was a guy making, you know, a new Best Buy.
It came with the Popeye's chicken sandwich.
And then you got to dance. 6 million views. The lady's like, I got punched in the teeth. My teeth are missing. No one, stop playing that. That's depressing for me. So they're trying to figure out if it was premeditated. And you know, I also think about political correctness of a time with Cookie Swan. Remember her from Mad TV? Would she be canceled?
That was my favorite.
Miss Swan from Mad TV. Would she be Miss Swan from Mad TV? Would she be canceled? Cookie Swan from The Simpsons. You know, number one on the West Side.
Yeah.
Would these people be canceled now because we did the cancel culture show last week? You know, or I went to Ramen Sun last week, this past week, and it was funny because we had went and they were like, "Are you guys allergic to anything?" And the person goes, "Oh, I'm allergic to cats," and she looked like, "There's no cats here." So I thought that was hilarious. You know, it's another thing of stereotyping. Like, it's not real meat; it's cats from the alley. So I just thought that was funny. But you think about, like, we talked about it last week. What is the line in the sand? Is it moved? Is it not? Because you know, some places you can't joke around. They'll kick you out.
At all.
They'll kick you out. The Oakland place where she was saying that she wore a T-shirt.
Oh yeah.
She wore a T-shirt of Black Excellence or whatever.
Yeah, and she said she felt attacked or something like that. Whatever that lady crazy.
Insanity.
We won't take that here.
Going on to President Biden falling, which was the funniest thing. I don't know where he was going or what he was doing. I know they saluted that man, and he had difficulty with that staircase. And I just, you know, I thank God he figured it out up the stairs and he didn't go trickling down, because that could have been worse. But, you know, but you know, I'm thinking about like, yes, this is a big win for Republicans because they had nothing else off of Biden. He just got off of, well, listen, he just got off of the biggest relief for people, families with kids.
He did.
Sending out big checks.
I need my stimmy.
And again...
here we are again, talking about this stimmy.
Again, the checks are going to conservatives, too.
Yes.
No Republican voted for this one. So, this is, you know... When that man fell up the stairs, which is a little difficult thing. I've done that one before, too. I just wasn't being recorded. I have. That hurts. On the wooded porch. That hurts, okay? So, that's
and those are probably
and it's harder to fall. It's like you leveled up, because it's harder to fall up a pair of stairs and continuously not get it right. But, because he thought he had to bounce it, and another foot and say, whoa, whoa. And you just see, like, his bald head and the gray hairs, like, flapping up. And, like, you see the poor military people are still saluting the guy while he's going up. You know, nobody, like, what's the protocol for this one? You trip up the stairs. They supposed to stand there still?
Yes. They supposed to stand there until he gets his destination. You know, his body's completely still, just the head is going like this, seeing him go up those stairs. But, you know, I wonder, did anybody think to let me go help him get up the stairs?
Will I get fired if I break this pose? But, you know, you know, I think I've seen a lot of conservative memes of maybe they should get a ramp to go up for him to go. He won't have to do the stairs. And
that's all they got, though.
They, you know, Nap Force One, and that it is.
That's all.
But it just shows you that in order for you to muddle those checks again. I say it again. I said it again. Return the checks.
You know they're not gonna do that.
Yeah, but you laugh at, you're making America out to be a cash cow. But I've heard no checks being returned. Even the people that are dead, they get checks. I heard none of those checks being returned. Because some of those are automatic deposit. And if you are a controller of those accounts, you know you can do whatever you want with that money. So, you know, I'm just trying to figure out the people that are brave enough to congratulate him for that, which they won't, but they'll cash the check.
They'll definitely cash those checks.
I just think that's very interesting.
I ain't heard nobody beating down IRS door trying to you're going to take this check
money back right with interest. I'm giving you this money back with interest because I am a patriot. This is what patriots do. They pay their fair share, but. You know,
sitting at home making $35,000 mad because
he gonna tax people that make over $400,000.
That's not even thinking about you.
Well, I guess if you look at it on an aspiration point, if one day maybe I do make $400,000, I'm gonna be
you don't want to pay no tax. You don't want to pay no tax.
I'm gonna be mad as hell. Well, no, because conservative thing is a flat tax.
Okay,
5 to 7% across the board, no matter what you do. If you're a fisherman or if you're Jeff Bezos. Or,
Jeff
Bill
Bezos
Gates.
Got a bad house, boy.
I would like to know.
No money.
I would like to know how it feels to have a divorce and make double the money that you were worth.
You know what?
That's so insane to me. And then even to have your ex-wife spend and give away half of the money and still be rich as hell. Like, I'm just trying to figure out what is happening here. Like, why? Why is this?
Okay,
like,
appreciate it. Thank you for the walk up.
Vanna White. Vanna Black. Oh, God, it died. Blame it on Asian hate. But, no, so... Oh, I'm going to look out.
Uh-oh.
No, but, it's the thing of...
Yeah, the comments.
It's the thing of... What did Sam say? You can read the comments.
The issue isn't about the Americans getting a check, but all the quote-unquote pork in the so-called stimulus bill for nonsense, but you splitting hairs though.
No, because you can't choose which pork you like or which pork you don't. Republicans do it too, so it's not a thing. It's not a thing of pork only Democrats do it. That's never been the case. No. They've been doing multiple item bills for years. It did not just start with Democrats, and that is not the outrage. The outrage is giving Americans money.
Yep.
So when you have that, and then you use the thing of pork. Trump wanted the FBI building nude and up the street next to his Trump International. They when it came time to save the post office, they didn't want to save the post office. So it's just like senators are already slow as hell as it is. If you start to do one-line items and you haven't even broke down a filibuster, we will get nowhere. and if you're doing that on the scale, of to tarnish Joe Biden, President Joe Biden, and hurt Americans, cool, do it. But if you want to move America forward, until you say this is new legislation, that there is a one-line item bill that happens, which Matt Gaetz and Ro Khanna tried to do before, and majority of people turned it down, don't pick and choose it. That what else did you have to?
So it's I got a couple comments. Charlie said Kirk Franklin had a bad day and he didn't go shooting up the world, which is true.
Yeah.
She said she believed it's tied to Trump. Trump did this, and I definitely believe it was a hate crime. He doesn't have the right to do that. And if he was black, he would have went straight to jail. Let's see.
I don't know, it's just so chancy because even at a high level of presidency, like they wanted Obama to go to jail for whatever, and that's the slippery slope of if you set the precedent of a president going to jail, which other countries have sent people to jail and they freed out, and Brazil I think cleared them and then they run for president again. But if you set that up here, how polarized politics is, then like Marjorie Taylor Greene was everybody. He should be impeached the first 24 hours in office, Joe Biden, without doing anything.
24 hours.
God,
Lord.
So it's tricky.
Yeah, she said, so happy you guys are really talking about this and bringing awareness to a lot of people, because a lot of people don't realize this. Appreciate that, and I think let me see. She said that's exactly why. You guys continue to make sure you keep us informed, because they're not going to keep us informed. We don't know anything, and us being African Americans, we don't watch the news like they watch the news. So of course, it's not going to be as broadcast as the white American, and they're going to cover it up. Yes, they. No,
I just think being informed again is take what you want out of it. It's not a thing of I'm so depressed I shouldn't watch the news, or media is curtailed to one particular side, which I think they have a case in Supreme Court that the media is left. Yeah, is left strong. And I do think that it depends on the viewer. I said this,
Well, too, I do understand where Charlie is coming from, though, because sometimes there are things that are not tailored towards black people, and a lot of things sometimes because we are not educated and it's so high level that we don't even want to pay attention to it, and we don't want to educate ourselves. Not saying that that's right or wrong. It's just that Justice said the news is just one-sided, pure entertainment.
Yeah,
but
entertainment media.
It is, agree. But sometimes the issues do need to be broken down to a sense where people understand it and where you're coming from, even if you don't agree with what me or you say.
I think they try to do a little bit of it, but I think again it's overshadowed by entertainment. We said it first, we did it first, we do it first, we do it. They keep going, or give me the buzzword, give me the buzz. Give me the buzz thing that's going to have people doing 6 million views for it, like the Anjanette Taylor thing with Chicago police. CBS we're doing a series on wrong warrants, bad warrants. But they were on it. They just happened to strum up on Anjanette Young about, oh man, she had this really one and she was naked, and that was sensationalized because she was naked too. So it's like you already know. Superintendent Brown said, "Do what's best, do what's common sense, do the right thing." But I think the media, it made national news because you kicked in this woman's house naked, and she's like, "I live here by myself." They're like, "Shut up. Put on these handcuffs.
Shut up. Stand there naked till we clean this house.
Now hop on one leg. Now do a jig. No." But
catch this blanket with your hands behind your back.
But it's like and then you get into the amount of time and all of these things. The same thing with what was the guy that got shot? Laquan McDonald. That was 16 shots in the cover up, 16 shots in the cover up, 16 shots in the cover up. This was a kid, Ronald McDonald, all the play on the words and the names. And I think a lot of the viewers are guilty of, I want to know, Joe Biden going up them stairs swept my feet the whole week. Like, I was all upset about the Asian people getting beat up. I was upset about this one. It made me mad because I just feel like, going back to the Asian thing real quick, and then we're going to press on. But I just feel like on one hand, I'm always a mixed bag. One hand, because one thing is I hate to see innocent people going to work and coming back and getting the hell beat out of you. Yes. I hate it. I hate it because there's nobody in America that should ever have to experience this. Number two, I hated to see black people transforming it into a black issue and saying, do Asian people care about Asian people care about black people? Like, it's just like, it's not it's black hate or Asian hate. It has to be one or the other. It's both happening simultaneously right now. Right. So I just don't like that I don't like that some people are so hateful that when another minority group, or anybody for the matter, is down, then you say, well, black,
one more time.
My stimulus check should have been $1,401. It's just like, save it for when the time is there. Like, stop. You know what I mean? Like, this is highlighted right now. The world is watching this right now. America's watching right. Like, let the Asian awareness happen.
Yeah,
Margaret Cho came out in Pittsburgh, and she did the rally there. They were doing rallies here in Logan Square in Chicago. Marches just to show Asian appreciation, and that was Margaret Cho singing of "I'm Asian and I'm proud," and it is similarities. I don't want to get that mistaken. It is similarities of you're singled out because of this group, because of that virus, or because of that skin color, or because of that slavery, or because of that look, or because of that immigration. So I get people that are singled out. I get it. Mm-hmm. But it's just, if this is the time, that does not diminish anything that black people or you personally have went through. I just think sometimes people are so selfish, even in the midst of another person's downfall. They're like, well, how does it affect me?
Well, that's what Justin said. It's a tale of two cities, just like saying dreamers don't care about blacks. And then say it's always going to be that what about me?
Yeah, whataboutism is real.
Just said we as blacks need to take notes and watch.
Oh, I see. You know what? And that's so funny that you said that, because I was just watching those protests there. And again, talked about it with Black Lives Matter and how Black Lives Matter had the world stage also.
Yep.
And we are doing 16,000 things with it. I'm not in the group, but I'm saying we as in they. And when you had the floor, and you do the George Foreman, I was getting ready to say,
Lord,
not the grill.
Lord.
Hey,
Lord.
them burgers, cut that fat. But, you know, it's when you had a world stage, they had one of the head organizers took $469,000 out and brought his own
Lord,
car.
yes, Lord.
And then you tied it up to the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party didn't know what to do with it. It's levels and layers of so many damn things. But I do
get the grill, George.
But it's like Devon, get the tables, the Dudley Boys from the wrestling. But it is like just what Justin said.
We need to take
notes on organization. I've said it last year. Look at the tapes of Martin Luther King, the tapes of Jesse Jackson when he was good. The tapes of Elijah Cummings. Look at this, and look at what organization is. Look at Rosa Parks sat on the bus, yes, but look at all the organization before and after that led up to it. Yeah. Look at the story of Martin Luther King. I've said this on here before. He said, "I'm inspired by women." It's Women's History Month, y'all. And he said, "I was inspired by women to join SNCC." It wasn't him and Harry Belafonte like, "Hey man, you want to get in a $9 million movie with me?" That's how Harry Belafonte talk. Okay. Man, you want to do a blockbuster? No, man. I got a dream. No, but
was that a scene from the movie?
Okay. I don't know if it was. I didn't see that. Hot Nights in Miami, whatever it's called. I want to see it though. It's too many things to watch. That's
okay. They said Malcolm X was a party killer, man.
Duh.
I could, yeah. Strip club with Malcolm X.
Why would?
Why he's standing there and he's standing there? But
sister, you don't gotta do this.
You ain't gotta do all that. Just take the gin and tonic and go. I gotta march tomorrow.
He said leave Harry alone. No, just said leave Harry Belafonte alone.
I like his moon-shaped head, too.
You go for it.
Harry Belafonte. But President... but, still...
Guess who's calling in?
You bet not say it's Malcolm X. I'm jumping out that window.
Harry Belafonte.
Keep your eyes peeled out for the Asian hate. It's real. It's happening to people in daily lives, whether they do it. Not hot night. One hot night in Miami. They all had a dream. The Asian hate is real. If it's underreported or overreporting, it's happening to people's families, and that's what's important. The same thing I think people over and undervalued, and not to do a comparison because I just said I hate it, but Black Lives Matter, the same thing when they said, I have a fear of the police. A person that does bad. They had a mama had her son shot off of... was that Lakeshore Drive or Cottage Grove? Yep. But she just was like, your brothers and your cousins are out here in the streets. You can get them off the streets. It's common sense.
She said, they coming home with $300-$400 gym shoes and they ain't never had no money.
But then your social media posts with all the gun and all the foolishness, it's like, stop. But it's common sense. When people are joking, a lighthearted joke. Because, that is the thing of why I made Amber Ruffin the Citizen of the Week. A comedian's job is to poke fun.
Right.
Once people start getting offended by every single little thing, that's where it becomes tricky, whereas you're offended. Maybe we shouldn't do that one. But you could it's like it's no in between of knowing what entertainment is and knowing what spite is, because context is everything.
Yeah.
The Asian thing, keep at it. I'm sure they're going to be reporting on it more this week. I thought it was a little bit of State of Chicago. I thought that J.B. Pritzker contributing $35 million to his campaign for 2022 was weird. He's the richest politician in America with $3.5 billion. And then they asked him on a presser.
That's why he's getting them gold toilets.
They asked him on a presser, are you running for re-election? And I'm like, huh? You just posted $35 million and you don't want to answer the damn question? Like, these are things that get me upset. Like, it drives me wild. It drives me insane.
Real wild or just a little wild?
Really wild. Really wild. And JB he's running. He's just doing that game of, I don't know if he's doing like Governor Cuomo and he's like doing a touchy-feely Mr. Potato Head. Going on to Speaker Christopher Welch, he's closing down former Speaker Madigan's fund that got him close to $867,000. He said that
that's a lot of money out here.
yeah, that's Madigan. That's the Madigan fund. That's the Madigan stronghold. Speaker Welch, I'm liking him on this one because he shut it down and he didn't say I'm carrying over the legacy of this man that was here for 1,000 years, like the new Justice League. He was one of those Transformers hanging about.
He's
but
immortal.
right, his face shapeshifts and stuff. It's very weird. But I'm liking Speaker Welch on this one, that he shut it down and said that this is a new day. It's important that we work together in collaboration and in partnership. He said you won't just have to hear from him as the speaker, but you will hear from all caucuses.
That's good.
That will do partnerships in Illinois and legislation. And I love Chris Welch for that.
That's progress.
What was the last thing? Oh, going back to cancer. Oh, well, one thing about Chicago Public Schools. So did you think this was fair? All Chicago Public Schools will receive $450 pandemic food cards.
Yes.
I don't.
Yes, why not?
I don't. Well, because rich families that don't need it should not get $450.
Yeah.
They say all CPS students will be receiving $450 food cards. I think if you, city of Chicago, if you are already crying about a budget, there is a way. We did the stimulus check on earnings.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so again, you wonder why we are
it fair.
No, we are crying. We are begging for money.
Money,
borrowing money from the state and from the federal government.
And they talked
about y'all couldn't put a simple thing together to say, "Hey, we'll do it by need."
On the slide,
but they said $450 for everybody. So the people that are on the north side, which is a higher income neighborhood, I'm not poking or making fun of anyone, but the north side, where they have nicer schools and their windows open and shut as they should, and they got air conditioning, and they got air conditioning too, which you wouldn't have to open up the window at all. No Mises pieces, and you're going to get that EBT card out, and then they gonna be standing up there. They gonna be standing up there and you got to think about families that earn millions of dollars that kids go to CPS. They're probably like grossed out, like, "Oh, EBT, what's that?" and throw it out the window.
Trash. Yeah, that's true.
So a couple of the articles that I was reading was food depositories are begging them to redirect the money to them. Like, what world is this where you can't get a simple damn card correct to figure out what people need food wise? It's just so mind blowing.
Just who don't want free money? North, south, west side, all sides.
Yeah, but that's the same breath. People say they don't want free money, but people are going to be offended by it. I don't need no handout from nobody. When you earn a certain amount or you're at a certain class level, that's true. People still are like, I bet you they gonna be swiping them cards.
I'm
sure they are with an attitude.
With an attitude, and hats pulled all the way down, and they mask all the way up to their eyes. They gonna be swiping like that in both.
Do you have any avocado toast? I noticed that Biatch's Meghan Markle's favorite.
So that same method they're using in Tennessee, or they've been using in Tennessee for about a couple of weeks, where all the kids get the cards or whatever, and they just upload it.
Yeah.
So I guess they're gonna roll it out up here.
Yeah, but it's insane. Everybody does.
It's on.
Lisa said they have books and laptops, and Justin said they gonna be in line standing next to me swiping.
Man,
they gonna be like this swiping. No, you ain't gonna know where they are.
No, but I mean, it's just still. If you talking about fighting aldermen and everybody else and committeemen and about a budget,
and even fighting the mayor about the budget.
But you. I don't. It's just so frustrating that you can't figure out the simple solutions that you need to do. But going back to the trending topic of cancel culture, talked about.
You sweat.
Is it sweat? No, it's just black glow, my man.
You and Giuliani go to the same bar.
It's me. Yeah, it's black tie. No, but going back to cancel culture with Sharon Osbourne and the talk. So they suspended Ric Flair. Why did you just do that?
Sharon Osbourne got on my nerves this week.
I wish you put on a white wig when you do that. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Ric Flair. But no, so they suspended the whole show because of Sharon Osbourne and what's her name?
Cheryl Underwood.
Cheryl Underwood.
Sharon Stone.
Good God. When she do the leg crossover with the Underoos.
Right
Whoops.
Sharon Osbourne pissed me off this week.
So, I was just confused about a couple of things. We don't have a lot of time. But
go.
Why didn't y'all remove Sharon Osbourne and keep the show going? Why did y'all cancel the whole thing? And especially if so, here goes the other one. It's too many things to think about at once.
It's a lot.
Like
Because I got a couple
so
questions.
then the other thing is why did y'all interview? Don't get upset.
Oh,
She
Lord.
still has a
You
job.
got to turn it all over.
Sharon Osbourne.
Put her back on TV.
No, but
Tear this studio up.
the other thing that I was looking at was why did y'all interview her over and over and over again about being ignorant to a situation? Why didn't no one interview Cheryl Underwood? This was what I was still confused about. So y'all canceled the show because she got upset and she was wrong, and then a million other people interview her. Like this is again
And she gets to
entertainment, but it's entertainment news.
She gets to keep saying over and over again how ignorant she is to a situation, and it's like, and then she told Cheryl Underwood, "Don't you dare sit here and cry."
That's so crazy.
I should be the one crying.
But while arguing that Piers Morgan has a right to say what he wants, but she can't feel what she wants to feel. I was hanging on to my brain so it wouldn't shoot out the chimney.
And then Cheryl Underwood was so calm and she had to sit there and explain.
Because the thing of it is that Cheryl Underwood said, the producers told me to ask you this. It wasn't my and that's a double-sworded thing, because even if she did ask the damn questions, that's how you answer. That's what your reply was. So you wanted a preconditioned setup thing to forward around on the answer of
about
how
your
you should
friend.
answer about your friend being ignorant to somebody else going through something. Like again, what I said last week, Piers Morgan can cover the palace for 60 years. He has never been in that family. He's never lived in the palace. He's never done those things. That's a whole different setup. And then when you go, we have allegiance to the Queen, baby. You live in California. You're not... You're not over there.
My other thing was, even if that's your friend and you feel like you don't want to talk about it, don't talk about it.
I said that last week. Shut the hell up.
But don't disregard somebody trying to explain to you from a position as a black person and how it feels and how it looks.
She said I know already.
No, but remember, even Cheryl said when he came on to The View to talk to them, he was an ass then.
Well, that's kind of his.
That's his thing, but it was more so to the people that were not Sharon Osbourne. And then for her to even go further and say, "Oh, we're taught to protect the crown. We taught to protect this and that." Hold on. You
spend 90% of your year in America. 95, I would say. You make your money in America. And it goes back to, again, her point. You got allegiance to the Queen. If she's, again, if Meghan Markle is saying, what I said earlier, representation matters. If she's saying, first black woman in the thing, you're not just speaking on behalf of the palace. You're speaking on behalf of all the citizens of that area.
That are black.
And it's just, you will never be able to walk in those shoes. Like I said last week, sometimes it's just shut the hell up. Then she do an apology. Sharon Wood is my friend, and I didn't know that it wasn't her. It was a producer. So you're giving her a pass because it was a producer, not your ignorance.
Right.
And she said, and she kept saying on the show, educate me. Educate me.
But then when every time Cheryl would talk, you get disgusted and don't want to listen. So what am I supposed to keep talking
and then say, stop up your tears with this blazer because you can't feel emotion if I don't feel it. It's just so bizarre.
That rubbed me so wrong.
That's just so bizarre to me.
That rubbed me
but then
wrong.
for you to cancel the show. So basically, what the prediction is, Sharon Osbourne is another one bites the dust. Like Eve has bitten the dust. Like Julie Chen has bitten the dust. Because Julie Chen's excuse was stupid because her husband cheated on her. She's like, I'm going to stick by my man because he's the president of CBS.
All right, baby.
But I don't want to do no Asian hate on her, so I'll leave her alone. But, the point of that...
That had nothing to do with that.
That was Asian hate.
No, it was not.
In her eyes.
She made a poor decision, but go ahead.
Excuse me. No, but I just didn't think it was right to cancel the whole show. Like, I know these people are still getting paid, the other host.
Here you go. You got your rolling law on the rant. She wasn't supposed to be in the royal family, poor Meghan, and most whites don't want to hear what blacks
Damn tongue.
True.
Do you write riddles for Laffy Taffy? Most people don't want to live in a shoe or a boot. They want to live in a house.
True white privileged people. And that's think about now. Cheryl Underwood at home. Everybody else that's on the talk is at home. Sharon Osbourne is out here getting paid to do interviews. What a world.
She's necessarily getting paid, but it's just the attention that she's still getting for ignorance. And it's, again, she keeps saying, I'm sorry, I apologize, educate me. But if you continue to answer questions and not shut up and listen, You will never
and overtalk me,
you
and I'm
will
trying
never get it.
And with me trying to educate
because
you,
she's telling Cheryl Underwood the position of Meghan. No, not even shut up. She's telling Meghan Markle the position of a biracial woman in the palace of how she should act. And again, I think that Cheryl was saying if you would calm down, and she was screaming at her going into commercial. They taking a commercial because she's getting outraged. And then she said on one interview, I forgot who it was, I think we should be able to just sit down and have a calm conversation, but I don't think we'll be able to. No. If you're going to get, it's going to get heated, I assume it. I get it. Because it's tender stuff that people don't want to come to the realization of certain races.
That I'm racist.
Well, not even that I'm racist, but I know people that are. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people take to offense.
And I'm racist, too. That's it.
Well, I'm saying that's not everybody's position. That's not what I'm saying. But hold on, that's not what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is people take to offense friends or family of what they've heard as a racist comment and double it as I don't think like that. Mm-hmm. I don't do that. So what I'm saying is that defending, I don't think Sharon's racist.
I do.
I think that she is not able to look into somebody else's shoes, and she's ignorant to the fact of other people's lives, and disrespectful to. They said she always talks to people like that. She always is like that. How they seen her on there. So it's just when you are not able to relate to another person. I'm not gonna say nothing on this one. I'm good. You know. Instead, she's like, I know, boogaloo. No, and it's like don't.
But my position with that is, if you are not racist, and she's saying, I know plenty, like, even saying that Cheryl Underwood is her friend, the one black people out of how many
your
black
co-worker.
Right, but I'm saying, just because you employ black people does not mean that you are not racist. Those don't go hand in hand. Just because you become friendly with them over the years, that's fine. But when you talk about, like again, with the royal family, certain families in America, certain families all over the country, when you introduce a black person into the equation, everybody loses their damn mind, because it's nice for everybody else to do it, and I'm fine until it has to come into my house.
Right.
And that's where the issue is, because I could tell you how many times I've heard, oh, I have a black friend like that. I mean, does that?
Well, but you gotta go. No, it's not. But it's again, it's levels to it. That's like that's the initial step, as you have black friends. And then the second thing of it is are you able to respect and not relate, but understand another person's culture? You don't always have to say that's a defense mechanism. It's a defense mechanism of you're racist, and it's like, I don't talk down to this black person. That's not me. But then there's also another brand of person that doesn't respect another, person's culture, and it goes back to stereotyping of, well, this black person for sure is going to take my purse. You know, this black person for sure has bad credit. This black person, so it's like it's a man thing. It's norms that's accepted and norms that when you walk through the door, everybody does this one. You walk through the door, I've already made 3 different observations of you. Mm-hmm. But then when you do it just off of, I haven't said nothing or looked at, talk to the person, talk to the content or the character of the person, then you go, oh, that black person's going to do something bad. You just wait 6 months tops. You know, so you get in the business of this one. You get in the business of predetermining how somebody's going to act. That's bad. But if you could say, I respectfully, like, that's a whole nother show, but taking culture is another thing too. Yeah. And people don't like certain races, and they take the culture and celebrate it hardly.
Of course. Like wearing braids, don't like black people touching your cookies. Don't worry about it.
But, you know, it's yeah. But not mine.
I couldn't find an answer for it on Google.
Huh?
Maybe you should try Bing. No, but I mean, it's going to be it's going to be like this. It's going to be It's going to be a forever. It's going to be a forever conversation that will be had. It's going to be a forever thing that will be. But again, the more people don't talk about it, and you getting drawn back into your corner. the more hate that you say this is why we are the way we are. So that is the time for us. Thank you, Desiree. Thank you, everybody, for the comments and
watching.
Thank you, everybody, for the comments. That is my time for this Sunday. See you guys next Sunday. Have a great Sunday and an even better week. See you guys next week. See ya. Love you, Mama.
I love a comment.